Another topic being covered here at the conference is the current state of the U.S. beer market. Katie Pinke met with the Vice President of Analytics and Chief Economist from the National Beers Wholesalers Association to talk beer and barley.
Joining me now is Lester Jones. Lester, we're going to talk a little bit about what you're sharing here at the Prairie Grains Conference.
Absolutely.
Share a little bit about who the brand leader is right now in the beer market.
That's been a great point of discussion that we've had over the last 8 months, because there's certainly been a lot of turmoil in the U.S. beer industry, both in terms of volumes being down and also in terms of what the number one brand is. I do a lot of research into this. I look at terms of what's being sold into retailers, and by that measure, it's pretty much undecided. I thought by this time in December, we'd kind of like have an industry leader or a brand that rose above the way Bud Light was at the start of the year. But quite frankly, what I'm finding in my research is that everyone's kind of in a very tight race for what that number one brand is.
How have the demographics changed in the beer landscape in the United States?
Well, another good question, because beer is driven by, demographics, as all consumer products are. And what we've seen is an aging of the millennial population. They 10 years ago, they were just entering that legal drinking age space. And now they're kind of maturing into that. And back then, their crafts were big, but now we've seen like a big push into seltzers and innovation brands and what we call canned cocktails. So there's been a lot of change in what types of products people have available to them. And quite frankly, if you're like a young, brand new legal drinking age consumer, when you walk into a store for your 21st birthday, it's really hard to figure out what to drink. And that's one thing that's super challenging for beer. And I think that's why 2024 will be a very exciting year. Beer has to stand ahead and stand out. And barley is part of that story. And that's why I come here every year to talk with the barley farmers, because there's no barley, there's no beer. And we need to double down on that story for the American consumers.
So you touched on that. What is this going to impact, the twists and turn of 2024 projecting? What will happen to barley acres, or how will it impact farmers?
Well, malt-based barley has been in a consistent decline for 20 years. What the amount of beverage that was malt-based 20 years ago was much higher than it is today. So we've seen a consistent, slow and persistent decline in that total volume of barley going in the industry.
So lastly, give us a little hint into 2024. What are we going to see for your twists and turn in the beer industry?
So here we are on this edge of a new year in 2024, and I have a lot of confidence in the brewers and in the distribution tier and the wholesale tier and the retailers to really do good things with beer in 2024. So I'm going to lean towards the optimistic side for this. Our barley acres they'll probably be down a little bit because the ordering's down a little bit, but it's not going away by any means. Beer is still the preferred beverage for the American consumer. And we see that in surveys consistently.
All right, no barley, no beer. Lester Jones,
no beer.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thanks for watching AgweekTV on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe. We put out new videos every Saturday.